Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER. You're watching GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi, fantasy, technology, geek culture. I'm Phil Geeks, and today we've got
Dayveonne, the one-man army, Bussey.
Corey Davis.
So today we're talking about Snyder's Cut, Fear City, home of the brick. We're going to talk about some Foodcaster stuff, some Soulcaster stuff. But you're watching GEEKCASTER. Let's begin. All right,
Where
guys.
are we gonna start?
Let's start with the Snyder's Cut because this is huge. What's going on there with those Joker images? I didn't expect that. I don't think anybody expected that.
So, what they're doing is they're going to do a different take of the Joker besides the Suicide Squad. Because there was so much backlash about the Suicide Squad version of Joker that they decided to go to a different route. What route are we looking at? We have to wait and see. But they did show us some images of what Jared Leto is going to look like in the Snyder's Cut.
But I can see a lot of backlash because people don't like Jared Leto as a Joker. I just say give him a chance. He's a phenomenal actor. I'm honestly tired of all the updates. Just release it already. I just want to see it because that's going to pretty much destroy all the hype if it's a terrible cut. We waited this long for it. So just release it. We'll see what happens.
That's a very good point, Larry, because the more you do that, the anticipation just gets too high. Yeah, just release it. I'm thinking what they're going to do is they're going to look at like the last Joker and the Joker that we love with the Christopher Nolan Joker, and they're going to bring that together. I don't really see any other ways you can go with the character because Joker's great, but if you want to stay true to the canon, he's also kind of limited. Like, this is Joker.
But here's the thing. I didn't have a problem with Suicide Squad Joker. I kind of like the concept, and I like where they was going with it because it was a different take of him being a gangster and a psychopath at the same time, and a mentally deranged person. I really could see this type of Joker. It's just that people just didn't like his. I don't know. I liked it. That's all I can say. I like this Joker. Now I gotta wait until the Snyder's Cut to see a whole different take of Joker because people had issues with it.
All right.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. The young punk Joker, interesting. See where they're going with it. All right, so let's move on to Fear City. Now, this is something different for GEEKCASTER because this was like a documentary about, the mafia versus New York City. And that's what it's called, Fear City, New York versus the mob. And I thought this was great just because it really painted an interesting picture of the relationship between the mob and the police and drugs and what was going on in the 80s, from 70s to 80s to early 90s. I thought it was great. I think people will definitely borrow from this and create other fictional things from this. I thought it was really good. I mean, what was your take on this documentary?
I learned a lot. I guess all the preconceived notions that we do have from other mafia films, yeah, we know they were hitmen, we knew they were wise guys, we knew the lingo. I guess the real life story was much more interesting. We learned how volatile and corruptive they actually were. They were like a parasite in society. They weren't as celebrated like we do celebrate them in movies. The biggest thing I learned is the commission. I have never heard of such a thing, and once I got to that point, I was like, oh, we're really deep into mafia life and how prevalent it was in society. It was actually a good documentary.
Yeah. Especially the real estate stuff was like, whoa. They built New York. Or at least New York City.
They had a stronghold on all the unions, and I just didn't know it was to that level, and that degree of sophistication of running a city.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get a chance to see that, Dayveonne?
No.
All right.
I did not get a chance to see it.
No, but I would definitely say take it. It's very interesting, especially because you do a lot of fight choreography, and there's always some sort of bad guy, thug, or mafia thing in a lot of the projects that you deal with. It just adds a whole nother layer of reality of what was going on, and you might be able to use some of that in some of your characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I apologize for not seeing it, but realistically, from what we know now from stuff that's coming out, I also want to advertise All Saints of Newark, which is a spinoff to The Sopranos. Is coming out soon, and yes, yours truly was in production of that.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, but that's the thing. Sopranos wasn't real. This was real, and so I guess learning the difference between fantasy mafia and how real life mafia operated, this documentary does a good job of showing those differences.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really, really good. All right, so something a little lighter. We all know the Lego movies, and they're making a killing. In fact, they just greenlit another Lego movie. I don't know what it's about, but it is coming out, another Lego one. But this is interesting because Home of the Brick. It's called Lego House Home of the Brick. They go through the history of Legos and how it impacted the world, and it was amazing. But it starts out talking about building this home, this house, this like main center for Lego, and they actually built this facility, maybe like a block or two from the original home where Lego was created. So that was great. So I would say this is anyone that likes to build, whether it's the toys, the movies, it's fantastic. The things that are created with Legos and the family and the story behind it. If you're creative, I think you really get something out of this. Did you guys get a chance to see this one?
I watched it.
Oh, you? Bong, take that. Got you there, Dayveonne. That's 2 for 2.
I know.
So.
Oh no!
The thing is, while it was interesting, it just didn't hold my attention. I love Legos. I was more interested about the architect and the house building. I felt as though it was 45 minutes of Lego history and not enough of how the Lego house was built. So if you're looking for that, I guess they left it up to more interpretation because you have to fly to Denmark to see it because that's where the house is located. I've always wanted to go to Denmark. I do have a reason, but this documentary didn't really sell me on this is why you should come here. If you love Legos, the history, it's great. But the house, the basic layout, I felt as though they could have went more in depth about how they actually built it.
And I see where you're going there. Now I think back of the story. They did base so much about building the house, and then they kind of left that to do the story. So that was a weird directing / editing way of telling this story. But then they kind of end on the house, right?
Which was weird. And it was like, okay, so how do we get here? And then it's over.
Yeah. All right, so let's go in a little foodcaster segment. Let's do that. Let's do that really quick. Being hydrated. The last time GEEKCASTER actually dipped his toes in talking about wellness and how important it is for gaming, and a lot of people forget to eat and drink, mostly to drink water. I didn't realize that you're supposed to drink at least 7 cups of water a day. Or is it 8? No, 8 cups of water a day at least.
The average is 8, but you're actually supposed to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So, for example, if you weigh 100 pounds, you're supposed to have at least 50 ounces of water.
That's amazing. That's a lot
So
of water, man.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, it's a lot, but that's how you stay hydrated, because you lose a lot of water in your sleep, you lose a lot of water moving around. It's how your body works.
Yeah. Now that explains why my list be so dry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know your brain is mostly water?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 75% of the
people-
body, water. That's just insane.
And that's what they worry about. Is like, can't you drink too much? Like, yeah, obviously you can drink too much and you can actually drown your muscles, but the amount of water just for normal function is a lot of water. So that's why they say you should have, I forget how much fluid ounces every hour. I guess it'll be 7 or 8, or equate that out to how much you're supposed to have on your daily intake. And it does become a lot. The average American weighs like what, 160, 170. So what are we talking? 80, 85 ounces of water. It's about what, 10 cups of 8 ounces. It's a lot.
So all you gamers out there that stay in front of a screen for hours and don't eat, at least have a water bottle next to you. At least do that. All right now, that's what you need to do. See? Worst case scenario, just tell them Corey told you to do it.
Yeah,
And
I have two.
And Dayveonne co-signed on it there. So you got to do it. So anyway, that is our Foodcaster segment. We're going to be doing more wellness little tips in there. Now let's do our Soulcaster segment, which will be around social justice, sometimes faith, little things like that. But this one will be like a little tip, okay? Because right now we're in winter, and I would say all those things that you started to wear if you do go out, or you realize, you're quarantined and there's things that I don't like that sweater, I don't like that jacket. Hey, you can donate that. Now's a perfect time to donate that winter stuff that you're just tired of, you don't think you can use, because there's people out there that really need it, and maybe they have to be out there in the cold, maybe they're homeless. Figure out and just collect some stuff and give it out to people, or ship it somewhere that someone else can give it out. But work it out, be safe, social distance. But, that's the little, Soulcaster segment there.
So
Yeah,
So
go on.
to add more to the Soulcaster, do they have those dumpsters that people can throw away some of their old stuff for winter clothes, and they just dump it in the dumpster and then go about their business?
That's right. Yes, they do. And Salvation Army, sometimes big brothers, big sisters, they'll pick it up, and you don't even have to talk to them. They'll just just set it up, and then put it on your door, your doorstep or your building, and they'll just pick it up. So you could be safe. You don't even have to do anything.
Or if you're one of those greedy people who have like Let's Go or Etsy or anything like that, or Facebook Marketplace, and you want to make a quick buck, the quickest thing you can do as a little side hustle is go through your old clothes, sell them for like $1 or $2 on Marketplace, Let Go, one of those apps like that. So,
yeah.
But win-win.
And then when you get that money, you could give it to someone that's in need.
Now you don't have an excuse because you don't have change. You just sold your clothes.
Yeah. All right, now let's get back to the geekiness now. So it's we're all anticipating a lot of different things. And I'm still trying to see another Alice in Borderland. You know, Dayveonne put us onto that
Yes.
show. That was amazing. And I'm trying to see season 2 of that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Because where they left off, I'm really curious where they're going to go with it. Now, I won't mention it during the show, but there's an app that you had me download, which we will not mention. And you could watch a lot of things. I have not been able to see Alice in Borderland season 2. Now, it's there, but yet nothing comes up.
Oh, because they haven't started filming it yet. They just got the green light for it.
Wait, they didn't film season 2?
No, not yet.
Oh.
Oh, all right. Okay, I see what they did right there. So that's why they just have the picture up, but nothing's there yet.
Right.
Correct.
It's official. Netflix did say season 2 is coming. It's just we're waiting on a release date and what they're going to do with the storyline.
Now, would that be the same thing as Lupin?
No, Lupin is already filmed, so they're just waiting to release the second part.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to take so long, but yeah, it's already filmed.
I'm thinking they're like delaying things on Netflix. I think they're doing that on purpose just to make them say like we have a flow of content. Because we give everybody everything, there'll be a couple months with nothing coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they trying to see where this is going, especially with this pandemic.
I'll tell you where it's going. It's going down the tube. That's where it's going. Down the drain.
We got here first on GEEKCASTER. He said it's going down the tube.
Yep.
Oh, we're also supposed to talk about Malcolm and Marie.
Oh yeah. Zendaya. Ay, baby.
John,
Isn't this the moment where I walk away?
you didn't watch that either?
Well, we ain't discussing yet, so no.
It was in the text
All right,
messages.
just
Cora sent it to everybody.
all right, that was one I was really trying to avoid.
Now, why is that?
There was a little controversy between Zendaya role in the film and what's the guy's name?
Not David Washington.
His son? Mm-hmm. Yeah, his son, about the age difference throughout this movie. So that's why I was like, when it comes to stuff that's controversial, I don't know if it was or wasn't, but I read articles about it, that it was controversial. Because it has to do with younger girl dating or married to a older man, 12 years apart.
But that it wasn't an actual age difference in the film because you don't know the age difference in the film. They were saying because she's a Disney star and she's 25 years old, her being that adult with somebody who's 36. I mean, there's always going to be controversy. There was controversy when we talked about Sabrina. So, I don't know. That aside, I thought it was a wonderful film. I thought they both showed their acting chops and it was a great story. Per se, again, not talking about their age difference. Yes, you do see her in a more adult role. She is more womanized or sexualized or however you want to put that, but it was a great watch.
Okay, so I will give it a shot. I will look at it. It was just that I just read articles about the controversial of the age aspect. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but the storyline in the film makes sense. You don't even know their ages in the film. They were just talking about their actual ages as actors.
Gotcha.
With the whole thing that's going on in Hollywood, I can see it, but that clearly wasn't represented in the making of the film, the production of the film, the storyline of the film. It was still good.
Right. And to stay true to the story, she was supposed to be young. She was supposed to be 20. Oh, actually, they didn't actually. Well, they said, because remember, he said a young 20-year-old on drugs, but we don't know how long they've been in a relationship. So, but at some point, she was 20 and they were together as far as characters. Wow, did my whole wall just fall?
You don't know their story because
This is
Oh,
crazy.
the ages.
No, hold on. My whole wall just fell,
Oh,
which is interesting. So now it looks like I'm standing in front like, what? This is weird. Can you see this, audience? This is weird. Oh well, let's just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I thought it was great. Listen, she's 18 and over, and she's an adult. There's nothing strange about that. A lot of people are with people 10 years, 12
But
years,
we don't-
15 years separate.
Yeah, but
so-
we don't want another R. Kelly moment.
but she's 25.
She's 25,
I don't.
man. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
even
she's
see
not-
why would. Yeah.
I had to throw that in. R.
Yeah.
Kelly. There's an R. Kelly moment in it.
I mean, people were doing the same thing. I mean, they're still giving it to Miley Cyrus because she was a Disney star. I get it, but I don't know. We have to let people grow how they're going to grow, and whatever projects they want to do creatively, we should still be receptive of that. If you're a fan of hers and you love her in Spider-Man, cool. But then she also wants to do adult R-rated stuff. I mean, she's on Euphoria. Why is this any different?
I
Exactly,
totally
you're
agree
right.
with that. All right, so I guess the whole mystery gaze of what's going on, since we're live. Trying to fix this hair. This is embarrassing, ladies and gentlemen. This is. Let me see what I can do.
You know,
here.
more embarrassing. Dayveonne didn't watch 3 movies.
All right.
All right, I will take the shame. I will be the shame of the day, guys. I will be the shame. So this is the moment in GEEKCASTER where we shame the individual. So go ahead and say it. Shame.
I was just about to pull out my Game of Thrones belt. Shame. Shame. Shame.
Go ahead, continue.
Nah.
Come on, geeks. Gotta do it too.
Nope.
I'm here trying to fix my screen here. I'm not paying attention to y'all. All right.
You
Haven't
only
you
get
ever-
one.
Haven't
You
you ever
only
heard?
get one moment.
Haven't
You
you
were trying to
heard?
cancel stuff when you were bringing it right back to reality.
Oh well. Well, anyway, I thought it was very interesting. I did like a lot of the themes they were talking in the relationship of that little drama. It's definitely like a little play. Felt like very much like a play. I did think that Malcolm's character did a lot of yelling. And I wonder how much of that was ad-libbed. I don't really think a lot of that was scripted.
I don't know. It's interesting. I like those type of movies and plays. But you'd
Well,
be
when they do have-
surprised.
Yeah,
Some
'cause
of the-
sometimes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, some of those are written that way, and you give some creative expression. I would say, yes, some of it was ad-lib, but it's interesting if like over half of it was probably written, and then maybe another half was ad-lib. That
Yeah.
seems more plausible.
That seems more realistic, but it was a lot of yelling. It was a lot of yelling. I mean, I wonder if Washington had a voice after filming that, because he did so much. Like when he was tired, I think he was legitimately exhausted. Like that was real. That wasn't acting, because it was a lot. It was a lot. And you know what's interesting? I do think it's a really interesting, good piece of art, but I wouldn't want to see it again. And I think no. It's like a one and done. And I would like to do a whole episode on that, guys. Like great movies or group things that you liked, but you know you would only see it once, versus things that you could watch over and over and over again. I think that would be a very interesting
Hateful Eight.
conversation.
Hateful Eight.
Well, this wasn't the moment to mention everything now. We'll talk about it later.
I'm just throwing it out there. Hateful Eight.
We caught it. You threw it. We caught it.
Okay.
Did you
Nah,
catch
I
it?
just let it fall. Nope, I just let it fall.
See,
Yeah.
this is why I have to smack this guy when we get out of quarantine.
Well, you could always do a virtual slam. We could just send them like a gift.
No. It needs like post quarantine smack.
Well, you know what? That's very interesting. Now that we're all separated because of technology, does that mean a lot of people's aggression is all going to be virtual?
I think so.
Maybe.
Or will it build up until people
And
see
that means-
people again?
No.
We'll build up until people see people again.
People need an outlet. So before that even happens, there are people who haven't been trolls before. They're trolling now. I don't know. I don't see that being on hold until everything's under control. Hey, all right.
You know, I feel a little bit like, well, depending on when people watch this, maybe they feel the story is over, or by the time they watch this, it'll be another story. But GameStop, right? Let's think about it now. Failing business that it really isn't worth anything. Come on now.
Nepotism.
All right. That you think so? You think that's where it is over there?
Yeah, it's a blatant reminder of how the wealthy stay wealthy and they look after each other and they hold the middle class to the middle class because they don't want them to join their ranks. No one wants to share their wealth or their resources. And this was a clear example of that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Never in the history of stock exchange have you been told you can't buy more than one stock because it's failing and other people are allowed to, make money off of that. It's blatant disrespect.
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm looking at my stock right now.
Yeah, you're supposed to be doing the show and not doing your stocks right now. You're like a little child with a new toy.
Did you get?
I'm trying to make money for the future, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. That's why it's called an investment.
Exactly.
Right. Not during the show.
Ho. We're trying to make money for the future.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our broadcast. Everybody give your social media.
Dayveonne Bussey on Instagram, and it's Jamal Will Show on Instagram.
You can find me, Corey Davis, at IamGT3 on all of the things.
And I'm
Yes,
GeekCaster.
all the things.
Go to the GeekCaster IG, GeekCaster.com. And, yeah. Keep it geeky. Can that be a thing? Keep it geeky? Can that be a thing?
Yeah.
GeekCaster, keeping it geeky.
Yeah.
Keep it geeky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The epitome of doing too much.